Hello, collective. Welcome back to my channel. This is Divine Eyed Mystic back with another general reading for my beautiful and handsome collective. Hello, 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 you guys. Thank you guys for returning. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Hopefully the message resonates with you and or overall is helpful in some way, shape, form, or fashion. All right? Or you just get in it for the vibe. Your choice. Strictly up to you. All right? Well, we're going to pull a few cards, get a message out. But sending you guys love and light on your spiritual journey. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you guys so much for your likes, your shares, definitely your subscribes. If you have not subscribed to my channel so far, hopefully you do by the end of the read, or at least some of the others as well. So thank you guys so much, so very much. All right, so much. But listen, woke up to this song, "The Truth" by Anthony Hamilton. This could be a new person for some of you that is feeling this way or is in your energy. You may not have met this person yet. For some of you, when you do, this person is going to be very protective, but they're also going to be very flexible, very understanding. They're going to be your emperor. You know what I'm saying? For some of you, it may be a new person altogether that you don't know. And for others of you, it could be, somebody from your past that is a new version of themselves. You know what I'm saying? After, some time has passed and, they put in motion some of the things that you have had to do for yourself, when it comes to your journey, when it comes to healing, when it comes to taking accountability, releasing, those things that no longer serve your higher self. You know what I'm saying? Thinking from a more higher realm, you know what I'm saying? Another, level of yourself. Mastering yourself is what it's really about. Your journey is really about mastering yourself, not somebody else. You know what I'm saying? They have to do their own work. All right, but definitely listen to that song in its entirety. It's the song that woke up, I woke up to. I woke up to that song. And I listened to it, so I'm telling you to listen to it in its entirety, whoever that is for. But somebody is, wanting to be a leader. They want to be that person that is a leader for you. So this, what I got out of that was, this is your moment to be in your soft girl era when this person, and you may be able to, get into it now, but you'll be able to get into it a whole lot more. For those of you that have your heart open to new love, like it's coming. And they coming with the truth. Okay, they are going to allow you to redirect them if you need to. If you feel like, hey, you kind of falling by the wayside now, like what's going on, they want you to redirect them. All right. We're going to pull a few cards, get a message out, and see what's going on in the energy, okay? So, gender is fluid. You know how I go. I do cuss over here. I use profanity. So, just giving you a heads up, all right? Show me what I need to see. I need to see what's the message. First card, gold teeth grill. So one can have gold teeth or a gold grill that they wear. Man or woman. Joe can be significant. Joseph, be significant. Joel can be significant as well. Stay away from hybrid foods, fruits. And if you don't know what hybrid is, look it up. All right. This is how you spell it. HYBRID. And a lot of hybrid, fruits come from people, planting things that still have root to something else that was once there, or something that is not grown from an actual seed being put in the ground. All right. And some things, you can grow from, root to root. Like you can start a root growing from a branch. You know what I'm saying? Depends on how you, cut that branch, pack it, wrap the dirt, around that cut area. When it comes to pruning, there's videos about it. You know what I'm saying? You just have to do your research. But when you look up hybrid foods and fruits, you get a little more insight as to how they come about and why they don't hold the same nutrients, and give you the same results that you would get if you had like the actual fruit or vegetable or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Especially with ginger root. People be, tampering with ginger root, when it comes to how they grow it and what they do to it, to the point where you don't, get people using ginger root and they like, man, I got that ginger root, man. It had, it started, making me feel better, but then it was like this, or I got it and it was kind of like this. And you put that with somebody that actually, is not tampering with their ginger root and they growing it themselves, and you go to the market and get something, and get some ginger root like Walmart, you know what I'm saying? That shit don't even be the same. Like it's a whole nother color. It's, don't give you the same results. It don't even probably last that long. Or there's sometimes, and ginger root is known to last. You know what I'm saying? It's a root. You know what I'm saying? Just like turnip greens, like, we supposed to be eating it. Why it's and most people used to keep the turnip, from the bottom of the greens and cut it up and put it in their greens. Don't see people doing that no more. But that root, that turnip actually has nutrients, you know what I'm saying, that your body needs. So you'll never know if you even allergic to it, or, how your body responds to it, or what the healing properties of it is if you never eat it. You know what I'm saying? So next card, free your mind, meditate. Think of nothing. Free your mind. Like, think of something pointless but comforting as well. You know what I'm saying? If you have to listen to, nature sounds, birds chirping, or if it helps you to go out in nature, and free your mind, even if, you closing your eyes and all you hear is traffic, or all you hear is, birds chirping, you know what I'm saying? Or you can hear, the leaves rustling in the trees from the wind blowing, whatever the case may be, free your mind. Don't think of things that is going on. Don't think of things that, was once, conversations, you know what I'm saying? Don't think of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Silence your mind. Because that's how a lot of times people end up not being able to focus on their intuition, on their discernment, to use it enough to trust it and not second guess it, and listening to their gut feeling. Because if you can close your eyes and meditate, you can feel, the world around you. You know what I'm saying? You can feel energy around you. You know what I'm saying? So free your mind, meditate more. But yeah, stay away from hybrid foods. Next card. This will not end well. Time's up. So something won't end well. This will not end well. Time is up. I thought I heard you at my door. All right, y'all. I had to check in, child. But yeah, something that's not going to end well. Time's up. This will not end well. Time is up. Time's up. I feel like somebody either owed somebody an apology or they needed to come forward and tell the truth about something. There's a confession or something somebody was supposed to come forward with or do, even if it did result in some type of reconciliation or compromise or something like that. The time is up with something like this ain't gonna end well. Like if somebody wanted something, and they didn't act on it, because they didn't act on it, they only had so much time. Like I feel like somebody's ancestors or the universe or the Most High God only gave somebody they only had like a window of time to do something, or somebody got like a warning, to stop doing something. Like I don't know, somebody abusing their power, like abusing divination, to manipulate the energy of somebody's free will, but somebody won't something somebody ended up doing too much of. They did too much or took, too long doing something to stop doing something. It's two different things I'm getting off of that card. Like somebody either overused, they, abused their power, divination abuse. Yeah, somebody did too much or something, like overindulged in something. Or they owed a apology for something and ain't done it. Like there's a confession or some truth or something that was supposed to come out, or somebody was supposed to come forward and say something or do something, and that time is up. So whatever some results is or whatever the aftermath is because somebody abused some type of time, or they abused their power. Any more on this message? Any more on this message? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Any more on this message? Any more on this message? That's too early, child. Like what I said, next card ain't studying you, but on the other side, keep your apology. Keep your apology. Ain't studying you. I'm telling you, So something ain't gonna end well. That's one thing that I just said, that, this is not gonna end well, could be about. Any more on this message? What else do I need to see? Show me what I need to see. Ghosted you. A couple other cards came out too. Someone ghosted you. August. Someone's name could be August. Could be significant. And you guys made a lot of weird assumptions about you. Somebody made a lot of weird assumptions about you. Assumptions always make an ass out of somebody every time. Made a lot of weird ass assumptions at that. Give me one more. Well, somebody's apology is not, needed. Somebody saying shit, it took too long for that apology, you can keep it. They could have ghosted you. They could want to apologize. Or somebody was owed an apology or some type of confession, or somebody had a certain amount of time to like come in and say, hey, take accountability. Like I said, whether it resulted in a Taurus feminine can be significant. Even if it didn't result in Scorpio feminine, can be significant. You could be the Scorpio feminine, Taurus feminine. Even if it didn't result in a reconciliation or a compromise, it still was, something that this person needed to do to clear out, their karmic debt. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, some of the longest relationships that may have had some type of, significance to them or, value to them, people be, crossing, boundaries, you know what I'm saying? Or they end up, being called out on their bullshit. And the only thing, and sometimes it could be family members, it could be siblings and shit like that. And the one thing that they can do and be genuine about, they won't even do it, and that's an apology. Because it's too many people, or too many times people like, well, they did something too, like that childish shit, bickering back and forth. And if all, they know what they did, you know what you did, you need to do your part and let that person do their part. It ain't, that apology that you owe somebody don't have to come with their apology right behind it or right away. But as long as it took one person to apologize, it may take another person that long to do it. Or it may be an apology, for their behalf when you get there, when you get to that point of apologizing to them. But you will never know if you never do it. But if you apologizing for another apology in return, don't worry about doing it. But if you apologizing to say, I did my part, I'm going to be mature about the situation, I did my part and I meant what I said. I apologize. I said what I needed to say. I don't need nobody to say it for me. I don't need to wait till I'm dead and gone for somebody to put words in my mouth or, assume what they thought, I felt or meant or was thinking at the time. Or if I really said, you don't have to be no assumptions if you speak up for yourself. If you allow people to speak for themselves, you won't have to assume. But that's how gossip, lies, and rumors start. It's because people that don't know you and people that they telling it to don't know you, so they can't fact check it. You know what I'm saying? And even if it is facts, it's not going to stop them from talking about it, so let them do it. Apparently they can handle the karma. Apparently, okay? Any more on this message? But somebody made a lot of weird assumptions about you. And people do that. You know what I'm saying? People are entitled to their opinions, but don't mean your opinions is facts. And people will argue their opinion all damn day long, all because nobody, or enough people ain't agreeing with it. It's your opinion. Don't get in your feelings or get so pressed about it because it's, like it's facts or something. It's just your opinion. It's just how you feel, what you think. People do that in folks' comments all the time. They come for somebody in their comments like, see, this, and this. Okay, that's your opinion. This is mine. Get the fuck out of mine, because this is how I feel. You're not going to make me see, or agree to something you saying when I said what I said. I agree with what I said. I support my own damn, message. I support my own words. I stand behind what I said. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to stand behind what another person say, but we have to respect other people's opinions. Just because it's assumptions don't mean that they facts. And somebody, made a lot of weird, assuming as, things up about you. It could have been whoever this is that ghosted you, and owes you an apology. Or it could have been over somebody ghosting you. Any more on this message? Give me one more on this message. That's too many. A high priestess can be involved. Be significant. Somebody could be a seer, a medium. Give me one more. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels on this message. Yeah. I asked for one more. I got two, so I'm going to keep it. These two, light versus dark. So you got a light worker versus, somebody dark spirited. Got a dark heart, and you got sex magic. And the worst thing somebody can do is do some sex magic on somebody because they got a sex addiction. Or somebody not knowing they got a sex magic on them, and they thinking, I'm saying I'm a nympho. I got a high sex drive. Your ass probably got a sex demon on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Some folks don't be realizing the folks they lay down with that they getting, free cooch and head and all that shit from, you know what I'm saying? And mouth and, behind from, they don't be realizing a lot of these people done lay with more people than just them, and that's energy. You don't know what them people do, outside of, what they did in the room with you last night or, in the car. So you don't know what they involved in or who they, mixing and mingling, with, or what they mixing and mingling with. But nowadays, people, they raw everywhere. Raw and uncut, raw dogging, and some more stuff. So they seeing less of their doctors and more of each other. So therefore, a lot of shit gets spread around before they even find out or get a name for it. And why you need to name it, they ought to have a birth certificate to it too. Child, let me get into it. Because, child, people be out here doing the most. And it's not even that serious. Some folks be like, damn, ain't all that sick. But, when you think about it, a lot of times, when they targeting kids and teenagers and stuff like that, young adults, they want, your essence. They want, that very thing that, people channel and, you know what I'm saying, pull from your inheritance. They pull from your energy and stuff like that. So sex magic, yeah, they can really get, tap into that if you low vibrational and don't have no self-discipline and out here, thinking, oh man, everybody trying to get a piece of me. You need to make sure ain't nothing on you and ain't nothing on them that you've been with, because a lot of times they get up and leave you with something that you can't slow down, let alone figure out where it came from. This would not end well. Time's up. Clarify. This would not end well. Clarify. What would not end well? What is this? What is this about? This would not end well. Time is up. What's time's up about? What is a time up about? What is this that won't end well? You got the Ace of Pentacles and you got the Page of Wands. So there's new opportunity here. There's new, prosperity being restored, for someone. And this is somebody, actually, going, through. Somebody could be, getting a new job. They could be traveling more. This is more like somebody, adventuring out. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to them having like interest in travel, like somebody could be, moving, relocating, or someone, could be making travel plans. Got the Chariot at the bottom of the deck in reverse, with the Judgment in reverse, Ten of Cups in reverse. This will not end well. Time is up. Give me some more on this. Because at the bottom of the deck, I got the Chariot in reverse, the Judgment in reverse. Like somebody, is not, mature at this time. Like somebody may have had to, like I said, give an apology or something like that. Because, ain't studying you is out here. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody, needed to work on themselves with the Chariot in reverse, and choose a direction and be clear about the direction they want to go in life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody may not have stepped up and made those decisions. You know what I'm saying? Their time is up to do that, and they need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? They need to mature, in a lot of areas in their life. And somebody, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or, with the Chariot in reverse. It's like choosing especially if somebody thought that they could control, somebody, or how progress would be made if they didn't move forward. It's like, how somebody feel like, well, if I don't apologize, if they waiting on me to apologize, then I ain't got to worry about them going nowhere. I could control the narrative by, keeping them waiting on my apology. So as long as they waiting on me to apologize, I'm not gonna show up. That's just them waiting on me. So at least I got that kind of control over them. This is a transition somebody have to go through within themselves. This is something they gonna have to, if that's how they plan it, then they gonna have to see it through, because now their time is up. Like somebody's, apology ain't needed no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't studying no more. Because I feel like they were waiting on you to continue waiting on this apology so they can keep you around or keep you thinking of them. They could have gold teeth or wear a gold grill. But with the Judgment in reverse, this is about, somebody, frustrated with, some type of possible loss or a separation, but it's like they need to cope with the changes. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody ain't able to cope with how things have been since you and them separated, and they haven't, taken accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like they should have. And they being called to grow up. But with this Ten of Cups in reverse, this is, somebody having to accept how something is going and just keep a positive attitude, or this is you. Because I feel like somebody, is doing things, or somebody going to have to keep a positive attitude about the fact that they not going to get this Ten of Cups, or they time to have a Ten of Cups with somebody is up because they didn't do the work. Somebody did not, work on themselves, genuinely go within like they were supposed to. And I feel like because they thought by not apologizing, it kept like a cycle open, and an opportunity for them to still have a chance. But that, involves two people. So that means the other person, one person wanted to keep a cycle open with knowing they needed to come back and fix things, on their behalf, take accountability. But by them not doing that, you still got the other person, which is the collective. So if they trying to keep a cycle open with you, or you trying to keep a cycle open with somebody, by waiting on an apology, Ten of Swords in reverse is just like somebody trying to keep a cycle open that, they just gonna have to make a decision in either way and move on, or that was something that you were left with having to do. Page of Cups in reverse. All of this is at the bottom of the deck, but you know what I'm saying? Like somebody may have wanted to come in and, try to love bomb you or something like that, bring up the past or bring up, some suppressed emotions or something, to try to catch you off guard or try to work their magic or something like that, sex magic, okay? But you don't went through a rebirth, you the star, you know what I'm saying? So either way, you're going to get this victory, whether they go in hermit and do some self-reflecting or not. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It's about them actually, taking themselves seriously at a time where they need to work on what it is about them. Clarify this will not end well. Time is up. This will not end well. What is time's up about? What is their time up on? Clarify what their time is up on. But August can be significant. Taurus film is out here in the makeshift deck. And you got the Five of Pentacles that just came out. What somebody time is up. Taurus film. Could be they could have Taurus somewhere in their chart, but you got Taurus that came out with this Five of Pentacles. So somebody, going through possibly a financial loss. They could be getting hit with their finances, or this could be, involving them, having some money issues, or just feeling depleted at this time. Like they may have to rely on, like getting some type of, help, financially, or having to look, to ask others for help, or even the universe, for help. And it's not that, it's the fact that this person time is up, and whatever they, was looking toward or was counting on happening, when they left somebody out in the cold, or whatever they, was counting on something, whatever somebody was counting on something to turn out to be like, because somebody left another person out in the cold, or they, ended up choosing somebody else over another person or something like that. Whatever they thought was going to happen when they did that with another person didn't happen. Got the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. At the bottom, yeah. And the wheel is always turning, but, this is, what you do with your time when you ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you sitting idle, the Wheel of Fortune, for me, it's like taking action, traveling, you know what I'm saying? Going towards your destiny, when it requires you to like take action, you know what I'm saying? And accept, whatever action, you in alignment with when it comes to what your goals are. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to put yourself in alignment with them things. So that means you got to raise your elevation, your vibration, and keep your thoughts positive, but also at the same time, like do positive, work behind the scenes, and in within yourself in order. But this is light versus dark. You know what I'm saying? This is, a thing of like a spiritual warfare, which, when it comes to the energy, when it comes to tarot, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. This will not end well. Like somebody could be, losing money. They could be losing a home, losing, financial stability because of, something that they, what is this Five of Pentacles over? What is this about? Clarify the Five of Pentacles. Juggling income. Somebody was juggling people or juggling income or something like that. Or juggling energy when it came to what they were given to. The Two of Pentacles. Somebody was trying to figure out who to give to or something like that. Or they couldn't make a decision, or trying to prioritize or something like that. or they could have been feeling like they fighting a losing battle at this time, especially if they didn't know what direction to go in, or how to how some people's like, damn man, where do I start? You know what I'm saying? And now you got the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck, where somebody asking questions, like curious, because somebody holding back from another person. Like somebody penny pinching now, you know what I'm saying? They stubborn, or, inflexible, not wanting to work, or they see that somebody, not willing to work with them. Somebody's stubborn. Especially if they, was trying to have a cake and eat it too. My right ear ringing. Somebody put somebody, like something was a bad business move. Like somebody put somebody, King of Pentacles in reverse. Like somebody could have put somebody like in a bad, unfair competition. With this Two of Pentacles out here. What's the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles? What's the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles? This should not end well. So if this person was juggling, trying to figure out who to give to, or, or they put you in an unfair competition and left you out in the cold because they were juggling or something like that, or they still, was holding on, trying to figure out like who to give to. So you got Taurus fam and a Scorpio fam. So somebody, could have Taurus in their chart. Somebody could have Scorpio. But there's a Scorpio fam and there's a Taurus fam. Somebody probably was juggling. And it's like somebody did sex magic on this person to kind of confuse them with who to choose from. That's a shame with somebody, and it's really because somebody got ghosted. This person ghosted you, and then had to make a decision. But at the same time, they could have ghosted you and not telling you why they ghosted you. Somebody could be wanting them to ghost you too, or they know somebody ghosted you. What's the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles? Clarify the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. Death. Scorpio energy. The Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck. See, somebody, ain't able to be, what worked in the past ain't working no more. So this sex magic ain't working no more. Like somebody, deciding, making a decision with the Two of Pentacles. Somebody making a decision, they trying to figure out, who they want to give to, but it's like a death. In a situation like this, cycle is over. Like whatever somebody was trying to do and was able to do in the past, that was workable, ain't workable no more. It's not working no more. So, because this person done put an end to, or they done, canceled out, whatever that side of them, was about, as far as them actually being able to give to a situation or a person or a cycle or something like that. Because with this Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck, Gemini energy, like somebody, it's got a lot of curiosity questions, like, wanting to know, because they got some ideas, but this is, like somebody, ridding themselves of like demonic, things about them that may be, them demons, you know what I'm saying? They inner demons, like whatever it is that it's like, what made me even do this shit? Or like, why didn't I see this shit, sooner? Or something like that. It's like mental clarity that somebody like could be having with themselves. They asking themselves for like a series of questions, like, what was I thinking? Like, why would I, even do this? Or why would I do that person like that? You know what I'm saying? Why would I even believe some weird shit like that? Made a lot of weird assumptions about you. Like somebody, talked, and spoke negatively about somebody, and it's like somebody not realizing whatever that was being said, they didn't even give it two thoughts until they seen that somebody, until you ghosted, you know what I'm saying? Until they ghosted you. It's like when they ghosted you, they started, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I'm seeing it. Somebody wanted another person, that they was in this pick me energy, right? And it's like if somebody get picked, they gotta keep discrediting another person in order to get picked. It's like another dude putting another man down so that they can get picked. Like, I'm gonna point out all this person's flaws and mishaps, to remind you, or kind of warn you, or saying like, I'm just looking out for you. No, but if you don't pick that person and you go with the fact that the person that's telling you are outing another person or putting another person down, you decide to go with them and take them up on an offer. You don't know what they expect by them. They ain't even telling you about them. They're telling you about somebody else that they don't want you to pick. They don't want you to. I got some people that'll tell you genuine stuff about another person, but if the person talking ain't talking about them and they ain't comparing themselves to, somebody that you can say or giving you something, to see about them, they could be projected and telling you about another person, making assumptions that's really about them. But that's their way of giving you a take on that dude if you go in that direction, because they don't want you to go in that direction. So it's like a feminine or a masculine told somebody, some negative shit about another person, but instead of them taking the time to evaluate that for themselves and themselves, like, make it make sense. And sometimes you have to do your homework on a person. Some folks jump right in, and they want to know if, let me see what the six like. That ain't telling you nothing about a person. Sex magic ain't gonna tell you nothing about no person. Sex ain't gonna tell you nothing about that person. People out here having, sex, with a corpse. They ain't saying nothing. So it don't make, conversation with somebody that ain't got nothing to say if they laying there unconscious or, unalive. You know what I'm saying? And people will get off on, even laying with them people even during them moments. A lifeless body. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's into that. I almost said the word. But yeah. And this person that, is going through a death, a Scorpio film, like, don't got no control over nobody no more. Like, whatever they were able to do or whatever actions they had or whatever, power they had over another person or influence they had over another person, they ain't there no more. There's a change, that's going on, when it comes to like a new beginning is happening. Like that cycle that they had, or that advantage that they had, shit, it's a death to that shit. This person fighting to lose it, because it's like somebody that they ain't able to do that no more. Made a lot of weird assumptions about you. Clarify. What were these assumptions? Made a lot of weird assumptions about you. Who was this? Clarify. Made a lot of weird assumptions. Somebody made a lot of weird assumptions about a star winning out here. Somebody made a lot of assumptions about your victory. A star. Somebody made a lot of weird assumptions about a star. This what we doing? Light versus dark. Could have been a Queen of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Libra energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah. Somebody made a lot of weird assumptions, but at the same time, they somebody that, don't have any boundaries. They somebody that, don't, have any kind of clear communication. They don't, they don't come with facts. This is surface knowledge. You know what I'm saying? This is just something people, or somebody went off of, that is kind of open to whatever it is that's going on. Like, this is somebody that don't have no boundaries. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no filter. So whatever it is they say, they can possibly talk themselves into believing the shit they say. Ain't nothing worse than a liar that believe their own lies. Okay, that's what I get from this Queen of Swords in reverse today. Okay, but as far as this person, making a lot of weird assumptions about a star, like somebody could, talk about, what it is when it comes to your spirituality. Somebody else, may question that, or they may be trying to bring, some type of, or your how you get your answers, or how you communicate, or whatever messages you get from the divine, or whatever is guiding you, leading you. However you get the answers in life, to whatever your situations is, however you get your victory, they making assumptions about how you attain it. They don't like that how you get your news, how you get your messages. You know what I'm saying? Somebody don't like, how things is moving for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't like the success that you come into. You know what I'm saying? What comes towards you. And this could have been one of somebody's options, because right behind this Queen of Swords in reverse is this Seven of Cups. Scorpio energy. Mm-hmm. And somebody wanted to celebrate with another person, but they not getting it. Ace of Wands in reverse, like somebody not getting it, they're going to have to rethink, whatever plans they had, or whatever this six magic was, that shit ain't happening. Like some passionate new beginning or something, they ain't getting that, baby. They have to rethink them plans, make some adjustments, because, the potential, I feel like if somebody wanted a passionate new beginning with another person, they not getting it, because whatever the actions, they were supposed to take, they didn't take. And so whatever they, were looking to come from that, by them not doing that, is, what caused, a passionate new beginning to not be granted. You know what I'm saying? Because they hesitated. Or if this, by them doing that, they hesitated. Because they procrastinated, made excuses, or, let other things distract them from going toward, doing what was right. They ended up losing out altogether. Clarify six magic. Clarify six magic. Who is this doing this six magic? What is six magic about? Clarify six magic. Seven of Swords. Somebody lying about, the Hermit in reverse at the bottom of the deck, Virgo energy. Yeah, so somebody is sitting up here got some ways or some things about them, that they needed, something was long overdue when it comes to them, working on their shadow side, with the Hermit in the upright. This is about somebody, you know, like solid, how somebody like working on a, self-reflecting, they shadow work. But when you refusing to do that, and do that self-reflecting, it keeps you from getting to your goals. It keeps you from seeing, how your associations with people, you know what I'm saying? The environment you be in, the relationships that have been in or go into, the careers that you go after, all got something to do, with you being on your right path, in life. And if you're not going to sit down with yourself and understand and comprehend exactly why the decisions you're making, or realizing the decisions you're making is not getting you where you're going, the environment that you keep putting yourself in is not beneficial to your growth, the people you keep surrounding yourself with are not, supportive of what you're trying to do, or nor will they be supportive of what you're going to do or want to do. So, continuing to, it's like somebody being a people pleaser, but it's also somebody, trying to save face and make it, somebody else's, blame it on somebody else, or blame other people, for the fact that they not reaching their goals. You know what I'm saying? Or however something ain't working. But with this seven of swords, like somebody, doing some secretive shit. Like this something somebody did, possibly to an Aquarius behind their back, being dishonest, or just, not accepting the fact that, somebody just moved on. You know what I'm saying? They on another journey. Clarify the seven of swords. And I feel like somebody dealing with a divine being at the same time, like that shit ain't gonna work on anyway. Somebody could possibly be like a dark witch, low key, or somebody a dark ass warlock, low key warlock. What's this seven of swords? What's this seven of swords? Like somebody collaborating with somebody to do this. With this three of pentacles, Capricorn energy. There's a collaboration here. Or somebody did, with the magician in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Somebody used their gifts for dark. This is somebody that's a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Whoever this Taurus fam is. They low vibrational for one. And they, this is some, a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is somebody that'll block your efforts for sure. Man or woman. You know what I'm saying? But the makeshift deck says it's a fam. And this is just merely the fact that somebody's indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody is not, it's like saying, I don't like divine feminine because I ain't no divine feminine. And what divine feminine virtues are, I don't have, so I don't like her. You get what I'm saying? Like somebody, this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this person don't like the fact that you don't have to use your six to get this person. This person wants you, or, this person is drawn to you, or feels like, they will do the most to keep things from you because they really don't want you. They want you. They don't want to lose you. And it's like this person treats you different. They look at you different. They, have a little more respect for you than them. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things they won't do with you, but they'll do with this person. There's certain things they will reveal to this person, but they won't tell you. It's like somebody saying, man, I can't let that person know about this. That's the last person I want to know about this. But they don't care who knows if these other options know. Man, I don't care if they know I'm a dog. I just don't want the collective to know I'm a low down one. You know what I'm saying? Because they like this, and this. You know what I'm saying? And I know they ain't going. You know what I'm saying? But this is, somebody that possibly, is involved with a person that is supposed to be on a path with you, on your journey with you, but it's the fact that somebody got access to them and they manipulating that ability to keep that person around and keep them separated from you, to miss this opportunity by way of using divination, to keep this person around and keep them, keep getting into their energy, especially if this person is pulling on your energy, not want to let you go, and they still dealing with somebody else that knows of you. And they know this person has some type of, interest in you still. They still, every time they lay with this person, wants to, pull from this person's energy. This is an energy vampire. This is, somebody that is stealing, energy from another person. You know what I'm saying? Because they in some way connected to you. They still in your energy. You know what I'm saying? But they collaborated, or this person wants a collaboration with you, whoever this Capricorn is. But what I feel like this is, this Taurus film, they collaborated with somebody, possibly a Scorpio film. Or you could be the Scorpio film, but somebody collaborated with another person. They could have paid them. And somebody, also maybe doing this like as a payback way of, like a payback period, of like somebody like trying to, or it's like somebody want to come back around to you because they want to demonstrate to you like what they, learned. So it's two different things I'm getting off of that Three of Pentacles, because in this situation it's like two different ways to, to spin it, because this person dealing with somebody that's of dark nature, you know what I'm saying, with the Magician in reverse. Like somebody, don't, they like manipulating free will. But somebody may want to come back around and collaborate with you, work with you, you know what I'm saying? And, make a focused effort, to do what it is they learn, demonstrate and, exemplify what they done learned, the lessons they learned in a situation. But it's like, especially when you want to get rewarded for your efforts. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like somebody collaborated with somebody behind the scenes with the Seven of Swords to like do this six magic on somebody. You know what I'm saying? To try to get, this collaboration they want. But this is somebody that's doing something to block another person's, efforts, to move forward. And yeah. Like somebody want to keep an Emperor in reverse. Because at the bottom of the deck, you got the Magician in reverse. The Justice. Libra energy. You could have called, judgment on this person. When they ghosted you. But the justice in the situation, is this, person taking that accountability. You know what I'm saying? For their actions, cause and effect. But like I said, you got the Magician in reverse, the Justice, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, and the High Priestess. Because the High Priestess wanted to come out when I was shuffling. You know what I'm saying? But there's somebody that, has put in a lot of work. They've ascended. You know what I'm saying? This High Priestess done put in a lot of damn work. They've ascended. Cancer energy, somebody could have Cancer in their chart, or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, they have ascended. Or somebody, can see, they know they're a seer. Somebody knows somebody's secrets. They know. If somebody, got involved with somebody else, or they had, some type of involvement with another person that, was pulling on their energy, because when you got a counterpart, even if they in a karmic cycle with somebody else and they still holding on to your energy, you wanting to pleasure yourself, and them wanting to, and them being involved with, multiple people like that, and you feel like that's going on with you, like as a high priestess, like you could tell, you know what I'm saying? You just can, like it pulls on your energy, because they pulling on your energy. Even if you ain't studying that person, you know how some readers or readers say, oh, this person pleasure themselves to you. No, if this person pleasuring themselves to you, it'll make you want to do it. It'll have you in the mind of doing it, even if you don't want to do it, even if you don't have a reason for wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's that thing of somebody, using that as a way to like connect with you, to pull from your energy because of what they desire, what they can't have, or that feeling that, that mojo they don't get from you no more, that attention, that motivation, that connection they used to have with you. They don't get that no more. Like they can feel it, depleting, them being depleted of it. Somebody pulling on their energy and depleting them, like draining them. And if this six magic is used to drain your person, You know what I'm saying? Whoever this is that ghosted you, somebody, playing in their energy and using sex magic on them to like drain their energy. Clarify the Seven of Swords with the Three of Pentacles. What's the Seven of Swords with the Three of Pentacles? Sex magic. Clarify this Seven of Swords with the Three of Pentacles. Because somebody collaborated with somebody else to do this. I don't know if they doing it with your person. Or somebody doing it, on a administration. Child, what? What is this Seven of Pentacles with this Three of Pentacles? Child. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Gotta be cautious about who you trust, child. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, child. This is somebody who it's said, child. I said it before it even. Somebody, they merely just indifferent, like, or actively hostile. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that, if they sex magic ain't working, they want to come towards you and collaborate with you, or like how to come in, especially if it's like a same-sex situation or something like that. Somebody could want to come in and like try to, come towards you, or like try to put you in a situation with a Emperor in reverse, or send like an Emperor in reverse, towards you, to, possibly, what I'm saying, like try to pull from you using, some sex magic or whatever. Because you got the Emperor in reverse at the bottom of the deck now. With the High Priestess. And it's like, why send somebody if you already know they coming? Why send somebody... Child. What the fuck they think this is, a DoorDash? Take the damn dough with you. How about that? That's how we feel about that. Because this is somebody blocking somebody's, wanting to block, somebody's efforts. You know what I'm saying? To move forward. Because with this Three of Pentacles, like I said, this is like a collaboration. Like, somebody wanting to come in, making a focused effort, to, reap the reward from they, with the work that I'm put in or what they've learned. You know what I'm saying? But somebody behind the scenes is being, secretive. But this is like, some blocked effort, you know what I'm saying, that somebody is trying to, put out there to keep anything, they feel like, oh, if I can't have that person, nobody can. But it's your indifferent. You very, different from this person. This is about, them, your indifferences to them. This is light versus dark. This is them, not liking the fact that you hold this light. Your light irritates this person demons. And it's got this, whoever this Taurus feminine, like in this Emperor in reverse energy, because they know you a seer, you a high priestess. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of wisdom. You're very mysterious, but your wisdom is unmatched. You know what I'm saying? Your understanding is unmatched. Like, when it comes to somebody actually trying to pull the wool over your eyes, like, that's gonna be hard for somebody to do. They may, get away 2 or 3 days with it, but it ain't like you ain't gonna see it, regardless of whatever it is. Like, you being, so invested in your self-discovery and trusting your intuition, like you follow, you listen to that. It guides you. Somebody don't like that shit. They don't like that shit. And whatever your intuition is doing is helping, somebody else see something that they don't want them to see. It's causing somebody not to be affected by something that, and then somebody, like I said before, somebody use some sex magic on a damn earth angel or a chosen one, that shit ain't work. That shit done backfired. Now is, what I'm saying, something they got to deal with now that's got them, overly active. You know what I'm saying? If they was already there, they overly stimulated. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got the Emperor in reverse at the bottom of the deck. And this Queen of Pentacles could be in this Emperor energy, but in reverse. Like this is somebody very nasty. You know what I'm saying? Very, not so nice, not so kind. You know what I'm saying? Very hostile. And so is this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. But this is light versus dark. You know what I'm saying? So you got to free your mind, meditate, and don't allow things, because even as a medium, even as a empath, you have to free your mind, because a lot of the energy that you come into or around, even if you live in a neighborhood or apartment complex, like energy is sensitive. You're very sensitive to energy when you're a high priestess or an empath, all that, and a lot of times if you don't free your mind, like it can, really keep you in your head or keep you, kind of confused and all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Your energy will be scattered and you don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So, but whatever they doing, what's the overall outcome of the situation moving forward? What's the overall outcome? In 3 cards, what's the overall outcome of this situation? If somebody was competing with someone because they wanted to be able to keep somebody stuck in a cycle that then their time is up. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever somebody was trying to do or needed to do, some apology, somebody's stuck. You know what I'm saying? But their time is up with you and somebody's, ability to, try to keep another person from going forward. But I feel like this got a lot to do, with divination too. Like somebody had a lot of divination abuse going on. Like somebody abused their power, whatever little gifts they did have. But they had to collaborate with somebody just to even do the shit. Or this is over a collaboration. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wanting to, come in and work with you. Or somebody behind the scenes being secretive, got something else going on. Or somebody they connected to got something else going on or something like that. Or somebody from your past, I feel like it's like, and you don't have to be into the same sex, but if they got somebody that, is willing to go that route, to be able to pull from your energy because, they want your essence. Like somebody wants to drain your energy. They want to, it's like a spiritual assassin. You know what I'm saying? Or an energy vampire. What's the overall outcome in 3 cards for this situation? We're going to close out. What's the overall outcome in this situation in 3 cards? Overall outcome, 3 cards. You got the King of Pentacles in reverse, the 8 of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. With the 4 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. At this point, it's the fact that somebody, is choosing themselves in a situation. With this 2 of Cups. Or this could be, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio wanting to come towards you with an offer that could be saving, holding back. But also somebody learning, the lessons they needed to learn, from being, this Emperor in reverse, like how things were. They could be investing, working, more on themselves or working on mastering themselves. And ending some type of love, cycle out, with someone that, they may have, something was long overdue. But with this King of Pentacles in reverse and this 8 of Swords, like somebody, now is, possibly blocked, but it's like the fact that somebody know that they reaping what they sow. Like, I mean, if they put themselves in a situation where they, put you in an unfair competition, and now it has them blocked, you know what I'm saying? Or they got involved with somebody that was not, it was shady, something was like an unfair competition. Somebody, was using divination when somebody else was using, just their authenticity, their pureness, in a situation, or they just was pure and somebody else was dealing with somebody that was dark. So it was an unfair competition. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was not able to compete with a light being. You know what I'm saying? In the first place, somebody was just genuine. But now, somebody got them blocked, or they, feeling like they stuck in this situation now because you're choosing yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't even, you're not even bothered by this person penny pinching the fact that they ghosted you, Four of Pentacles, was inflexible, stubborn, or whatever. And so that's what it is. You chose yourself in the situation moving forward. So at the end of the day, whether you got an offer coming in or you choosing yourself, the Two of Cups could be looked at either way. You know what I'm saying? Cancer energy. But, it's that moment of truth where somebody, got it wrong. When it came to making all these weird ass assumptions about you. But they, you got to stop and check yourself and ask yourself, like, how well do you know the person they talking about? If you don't know the person that well, shit, 9 times out of 10, you may fall for a lot of shit or go along with it or hear it and, act on it and not say nothing, but you may act on it or act according to it. And then you end up putting yourself in a situation where you got to get karma for even doing that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of finding out and going on that discovery, that mission to find out the truth for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody want to get to know a person, she'd be honest about doing that. You're going to need some time to do that. You're not going to be able to get to know somebody if you're trying to, clock 3 or 4 other damn people. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you got sex magic out here that somebody can't even use no damn more. And they willing to even, block somebody else's, ability to move forward or the efforts they making, to move forward to do something. It's like somebody trying to block somebody's efforts, from moving forward. They, keeping up some lies or telling, being dishonest, doing shit behind the scenes that they telling somebody or want somebody to believe they ain't doing. But it's all over a collaboration. It's all over the fact that somebody want to give another person an offer. Or they know that somebody else is, a better pick. Is, you know what I'm saying? They know somebody is, a team player. Like they know somebody can grow and learn from another person. They just can't get shit from this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You know what I'm saying? So now you got the King of Pentacles in reverse. And they could be blocked, you know what I'm saying, moving forward with this 8 of Swords. They could be blocked and stuck in a situation. They could be in a mental prison now because of this 6 magic that them backfired on their head. So, but at the same time, there's an offer here. Somebody could, like I said, they could come towards you with an offer, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Or this could be, just you choosing yourself in a situation out of all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to end it here. Hopefully the message resonates with you and or is helpful. Make sure you guys hit that like, that subscribe button on your way out. I would definitely like to have you. And as always, those of you that genuinely love me, know that I love you too. Bye.